100-player bloodbath, a 2-week mental war. And at the end of it all, the winner wasn't crowned champion. Instead, he was thrown into the lion's den, exhausted, out of breath, and told to fight one of the greatest players in history who hadn't played a single game. This isn't fiction. This is the 1998 World Chess Championship, possibly the most unfair title match ever played, a format that shocked even the elite and boycotted it, a marathon and a brutal final that left a legend shattered. In 1993, the chess world broke in two. Garry Kasparov and Nigel Short rebelled against FIDE, the game's governing body, and formed the PCA, the Professional Chess Association. Their bold move shattered decades of tradition and left the chess world in uncharted territory. For the first time ever, there were two world champions. Kasparov won the PCA title in 1993. FIDE retaliated with its own cycle, one that crowned Anatoly Karpov champion in 1996. But for players, organizers, and fans, it was a mess. 2 titles, 2 cycles, and a growing identity crisis in elite chess. Things only got messier. When FIDE announced its next cycle, a knockout-style tournament with a built-in final match, many top players walked away in protest. Kasparov refused to acknowledge the format. Kramnik, his natural successor, withdrew entirely, calling it unfair and unworthy of the title. The legitimacy of the FIDE championship was crumbling, but amidst the chaos, one grandmaster stepped forward, quietly, courageously. Viswanathan Anand entered the cycle. He was walking straight into one of the most controversial world championships in history. A format designed to break challengers, a final stacked against him, and a political storm swirling beneath every move. Things were about to get crazier. On paper, it sounded like a grand tournament. 100 of the world's best players gathered in Groningen, 1997, vying for a shot at the FIDE World Championship. The format? A brutal knockout system, 2 classical games per round. If tied, straight to rapid and blitz tiebreakers. No room for error, no second chances. But buried beneath the drama of this format was a fatal flaw: its timing. The winner of this grueling marathon wouldn't be crowned champion. Instead, they'd have to face Anatoly Karpov, the reigning FIDE champion, just 3 days later. A man who hadn't played a single game in the entire event. While the winner crawled across the finish line exhausted, Karpov waited, fully rested, fully prepared. And yet, despite the odds, some of the biggest names in chess entered the arena: Adams, Svidler, Gelfand, Shirov, and of course, Vishy Anand. Anand began strong, calmly dispatching Predrag Nikolic in the first round. But the storm hit in round 2. Facing Alexander Kalifman, Vishy found himself in a losing position, on the brink of elimination. But in a moment that remains baffling to this day, Kalifman offered a draw in a winning endgame, a misjudgment that gave Anand a lifeline. And Vishy didn't waste it. He came back with fury in the tie breaks, eliminating Kalifman in rapid games. From there, Anand was in the different zone. He swept aside Zoltan Almasi, took down the dangerous Alexei Shirov, and overcame Boris Gelfand in a tense semi-final. These weren't just wins, they were statement victories. Anand was slicing through elite opposition like a man on a mission. In the final, he faced Michael Adams, a top-tier classical player known for his precision. It was a thrilling clash. The match swung back and forth, but Anand prevailed once again. After 31 games across 17 emotionally draining days, Anand had done the impossible. He had conquered the knockout gauntlet, but there was no celebration. Things were only about to get tougher for him. Winning the tournament in Groningen should have been a moment of triumph for Vishy. But as the final move was played and the applause faded, reality hit him like a thunderclap. His toughest battle was only just beginning. While battling through the knockout, Anand had understandably avoided thinking too far ahead. He hadn't prepared for the final match against Karpov. He hadn't even arranged travel to Lausanne, Switzerland, the venue for the championship showdown, because in a knockout, nothing is guaranteed. And yet, he had won. Now he was scrambling. Instead of rest and preparation, Anand was forced to face logistical chaos. FIDE, the very organization hosting the championship, offered no assistance in arranging his travel. Flights to Lausanne, almost entirely booked. Accommodations, non-existent. Their only response was, "We'll sort it out once you arrive." Instead, all the FIDE officials were provided accommodations. So Anand, physically drained, mentally worn, booked his own flight, packed his own bags, and flew straight into uncertainty. When he landed in Switzerland, there was no welcome, no support, not even a hotel room. While Karpov enjoyed days of rest, a dedicated team, and full preparation, Anand was literally left to find his own bed. And yet, help arrived from the chess world itself. Grandmasters Artur Yusupov and Peter Leko, legends in their own right, stepped up to second Anand for the match. A glimmer of light in what was otherwise a storm of injustice. The match format was 6 classical games, followed, if needed, by rapid tie breaks. Karpov struck first, winning Game 1, but Anand didn't flinch. He struck back immediately in Game 2. In Game 4, Karpov landed another blow. Heading into Game 6, Anand was trailing and needed a win to survive. Under pressure, out of preparation time, and with the world watching, Anand unleashed the Trompowsky attack, a rare and aggressive choice. And in a game of pure class, he outplayed Karpov to level the match. It was heroic, but the fairy tale would not have its ending. The rapid tie breaks came, exactly the format Anand had already endured for 2 full weeks in Groningen. The exhaustion finally caught up. The energy wasn't there, and Karpov, rested and ruthless, won both rapid games. Anand had been the better survivor, but Karpov was the better sprinter. And so Karpov retained the title. Vishy said something chilling about the match. It felt like I was being brought into a coffin, exhausted, betrayed, and defeated, not just by a man, but by a system that had failed him. But the story didn't end there. A few days later, Anatoly Karpov added salt to the wound, mocking Anand in a press interview, saying he simply didn't have what it takes to become world champion. Those words cut deep, but they also lit a fire. Anand didn't respond with anger. He responded with purpose. He made a quiet, personal vow. He would become world champion, no matter the politics, no matter the obstacles. And just 2 years later, in 2000, he did exactly that. Anand stormed through the next FIDE World Championship and lifted the crown that had once been denied to him. But he didn't stop there. He went on to win 5 World Championship titles across formats, including the classical and rapid, cementing his name among the greatest to ever play the game. That unfair match in 1998 didn't break him. It forged him, and it exposed the underbelly of chess politics that players silently endured. Anand didn't just win a title, he won respect, and he inspired a generation. If stories like this fascinate you, where the board is just one part of the battle, then this is the channel for you. Subscribe to The Hidden Tactic and uncover the moments they don't show on the scoreboard. If you want to re-witness the resurgence of Magnus Carlsen in 2019, do visit the channel